Dude, did you just dunk? Whoa. Sweet! Now we can rip people up at the park.
When I was a kid, I think I first started animating on Mario Paint for the Super Nintendo. In the US, in Japan, it's called the Super Famicom. And that was my first experience with animation ever, I think. And then I got into the California Institute of the Arts in character animation, and then they make you do a short film every year. And I love doing that. I never thought I could do it before, and I think I just caught the bug, and I'm kind of addicted to it. And I just continued on after school. So Bucket City is about two best friends in a kind of animal city who have been playing street ball against neighborhood bullies their entire lives, and it's just kind of the ups and downs of them doing that for many years. It's kind of like, if I was to compare it with anything, it would be like the street ball vibe of White Men Can't Jump combined with the neighborhood slice of life vibe of Animal Crossing, and the youthful shenanigans of Dazed and Confused, and the friendship of Calvin and Hobbes, all combined in a blender. I don't know much individual animators, but some of the animated films and TV shows that I liked over the years, I think as a kid I first got into it from the classics, just Disney and Looney Tunes and stuff like that. And then over the years I liked stuff like Ninja Turtles and Invader Zim, and experimental stuff like Wizards and Angel's Egg, and a lot of anime like Miyazaki stuff, Ghost in the Shell, Akira, Cowboy Bebop, Foolie Cooley, and Takan Concrete. And all that stuff influenced Bucket City to some degree. So my directing style, I tend to try to do two things in every shot. I want to have it be visually interesting and enhance the story. Visually interesting just basically means, for lack of a better word, make it look cool. And just through camera angles or camera moves or just the way everything's set up, I just want it to look interesting and nice. And it has to enhance the story some way. It has to be cinematic and in some way just kind of drive home whatever's going on in the scene. And also, just as a third thing, it should enhance the emotion of what's going on in the scene. So if there's like an intense emotion, you gotta really show the character's face and just really make the audience feel like they're going through what they're going through. Basically, just Spielberg it is like what I like to say. I have a lot of ideas for movies and TV shows, so I would have to pick one. But whatever it would be, I'd like it to be 2D primarily, with minimum use of CG. And I would like it to be a little ambitious in terms of story and visuals. Just make the visuals a little more kind of like distinct and give it some originality. And just a story, it's going to just really shoot for whatever it's going for and maybe try something. Have just try a little bit of new things. I would really make sure that the script is really tight and really finalized before we do anything on the movie, just so there would be a minimum of stuff going on in this, or a minimum of stuff we have to fix later, and then you just hire professionals who will get it done on time, and they could really do what you ask them to, and then and I love the process of making animation. So I would just work as long as like beyond 8 hours a day in there, and just really work hard in there, and you know, I'd just die in the studio if that's what it took to make it good. I made the initial version of Bucket City over 10 years ago, and then I went back to it and then wanted to really make the final complete version of it. And then I had to figure out where all my files were, what my layers were, which files go into the editing, you know, where like, you know, I have to like plug it into whatever the edit files are. So it was just very difficult to just catch up on stuff I've done 10 years ago. 2D, drawn straight into the computer. I primarily like to animate on Photoshop, which is the least efficient way to animate that you could do, like for like computer programs these days. But you could do any kind of style that you want. You're pretty much unlimited and that kind of thing. So so you could really, it's really good to get like a kind of original look, or you know, a distinct look, and you know, it takes a long time, but I think it's worth it. I have 2 shorts in production right now. One is about a whale and an octopus, and then they just kind of start fighting like Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. And another one's about 2 office cubicle mates who get on each other's nerves, and then just the most bizarre stuff happens to them in the office. That's just, you know, and just spirals out of control. And then after that, I have an idea for kind of a more artistic and serious film that's going to look different and feel different than anything I've done. It's almost going to be like from a totally different guy. But yeah, those are what I got on the docket. And every time I make these, it's like climbing a mountain. Like, it's a lot of work, because I usually do them. The vast majority of them I do myself. You know, the visuals, and but I love the process, and it's just always kind of fun to me. So I'm, you know, like if you see me animating, I look like this. You know, but I'm having the time of my life. I'm having a blast. So it's always fun to make them.